What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Even closer than last time to our 30-day challenge that we said we were going to do. Things have happened since then, of course. We've been doing a lot off camera, as you guys know, trying to get this done in time. If that was a little loud in the beginning, I'm sorry. It was on plus 20 decibels on our mic. I've turned it down now. Wiring, Megasquirt's basically done. What needs to be done now, though, Devin?
There's an issue with the fuel pump relay because the way that the Megasquirt works is standard. The way that the Porsche works is opposite. So it doesn't need to be grounded. It needs to be positive. So there's some like rewiring that we can do with the relay up there.
We'll explain a little bit bettering when that happens. We'll explain it a little better when that happens. Right now we need some shielded wire that we don't have, so we're going to be moving on to other aspects of this build right now, such as intercooler piping and what else?
The exhaust. We finally got all of our pieces in for that. Not exactly how we planned it, but
we're going to have to rig some stuff together. We're going to have to do some welding, even though that wasn't the original plan. Okay, so basically what the deal is this is the V-band we need to attach to the HX35. We couldn't find one. This is like a really weird size, so like we're just going to ignore that. We're going to weld that to that and just V-band this to the turbo.
Yeah, we're thinking now it's 3.75, which is a super weird V-band size, but yeah, we could totally weld these together. We just can't weld steel to iron like the turbo, so this V-band works on that. Weld it on here, and it should be good to go.
And this is going to look pretty cool. We'll show you guys that in a few minutes when we are done welding this together.
Yeah.
That's some pretty sexual MIG welding. Not bad for a MIG welder, not a TIG welder. So we're ready now to basically slap this on the car and see where the position sits. This isn't permanent, this is to get it running. Many of you pointed out that we needed to have the, what's it called? Wideband after the turbo. So that's basically why we're just kind of rigging something together right now. You can see that's a pretty interesting, interesting
weird setup, but
let's slap it on and see how it looks. It's gonna be a bitch without the car being lifted. Or is it not that bad? Because I could lift the car.
No, it's already on.
Oh, sweet. So for right now, we have this very inconspicuous looking 3.5-inch pipe that just comes at the bottom like that.
It's like 3-inch.
Is it 3-inch? So it goes from the turbo up there and comes out just like that, right underneath the license plate. Basically, you can barely see anything. If you were far behind the car, perhaps, you might see a little bit. But we're going to leave it like that for right now, just to get the car started, and maybe we'll change it in the future. It depends on how obnoxious this is.
Yeah, bonus points is it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, don't look bad. Turbo, obviously. Adapter, pipe. The bottom side of this thing looks particularly mean. And it got a nice 3-inch dump right out the back that doesn't really look that aggressive. So, and then we got obviously the wastegate over there, which doesn't have a pipe. That just has an atmospheric dump. So it's going to be loud. It depends on how loud it is that will prompt us to change this or leave it. But it's kind of low profile. It's kind of discreet. Nothing that screams pull me over. It depends on how it sounds. So very simple, probably the world's simplest exhaust. Like, it's literally just a V-band in this, and since the engine's in the back, that's how it is. We won't know how it sounds until we finish this wiring. So
yeah, let's get on that.
You look very patriotic.
America. So the issue that we're having with the fuel pump relay here is that the 911 stock fuel pump relay works opposite of the MS2 fuel pump relay setup. So what we're gonna have to do is switch up some wires in this stock 911 relay right here. I'm not too great with relays, so what I've got here is what I found online. Basically just switch the big red to the big yellow with the small red jumper pin, remove the RPM, cap those off, and then switch the big yellow to the big red. And that should have it all set up to work well with the way that MS2's logic has it going. So let's splice into that and we should be good to go.
Look how advanced your wiring skills are, bro.
Yeah, just sloppily splicing things together.
That's not that sloppy. Seen much sloppier shit in my day. I don't understand any of it. I'm just making tubes in the back for the intercooler. And I'm not good at welding either, so I didn't need your help with that. So right now we're welding up the support bracket for the intercooler. Obviously gonna chop that, but it's basically how it's gonna go. And now we can pipe it up.
Okay.
Pipe it up.
Pipe it up.
Alright, so we just went through the entire process of making that bracket for the intercooler, and we got a problem with this intercooler and we're not going to be able to use it. Let's bolt that up real quick and show you guys exactly what we mean. I did order one and it's 2 days, so it should get here in time for our, there's 31 days in January, so like a lot of our videos are mistitled as 30. We're actually, this will be day 27 or 28 out of 31, not 30, so we still got time. But let's bolt this up, show you exactly what we mean. Okay, so this mount, which we were going to paint black, we might still be able to use it. We're just going to have to re-drill it for the new intercooler. But the deal is that the intercooler we have is that the intercooler we have is just too long for this engine bay. That'll become apparent once this is all bolted together.
Yeah. It hits these hinges, and the only option there would be to move it forward, and then once we moved it forward, we saw that it's just, this deck lid just isn't going to be able to close with it on there, so.
Okay, so basically, this is all gray, right? But this is the hinge for the deck lid here, and it's just gonna hit these. It's even worse on this side. So what we did is we got one that's about, I don't know, 6 inches shorter, but it's much longer. So it'll be more like a rectangle going the other way than it is right now. 2-day express, so that shouldn't mess us up. We're gonna focus more on wiring now because like the pipe's right there. Like this will be super easy to connect once we get an intercooler that actually fits this engine bay. But for right now, this one does not. Alright, so because it's definitely easier to do a lot of this off camera, especially when there's a deadline involved, Devin's going to explain to you right now what we are going to do. This is not EDIS. I know we said we'd make a video on EDIS. That'll probably be the next video. For right now, though, this is just like what's going on with the car.
We actually had to order up some shielded wire because I couldn't find it in any stores. I went around for about 3 or 4 hours yesterday looking for the appropriate gauge shielded wire. Couldn't find it anywhere, but that comes in on Monday. Ordered it from Amazon. But where I left off yesterday was wiring in this new, well, rewiring this fuel pump relay. Unless I grossly misunderstood the schematics that they had on the forum thread that I was reading, this should be all good to go. Just plug in the relay and it'll work with Megasquirt. It's the opposite of how it was wired before. And today all I can get done wiring is our O2 sensor here. The O2 sensor that we have is actually a complete standalone system. The gauge is a control unit in itself. So I'm gonna have that all wired up under the dash individually, and it just has one little wire that comes over here to our ECU, which is not there because we're waiting on that as well. But it just comes over to the ECU and it's as simple as that. So
yeah, so that gauge is a controller and that's calibrated separately. It's just we're gonna wire and splice everything together that we can. The thing with EDIS is it requires shielded wires. It's because the signals are very low voltage
and they're very important to how the car runs.
Yep.
So if you get wire that isn't shielded, all the other electrical crap that's going on can interfere with that signal and mess it up. So we need to wait until Monday, which is tomorrow. We ordered shit on Amazon Prime. Should be here tomorrow, so we can make the EDIS video tomorrow. That'll be out on Tuesday. And I think we have 1 or 2 days after that before we hit our deadline. So I think we're going to get the car complete, and as long as MS2 gets here on time, we can plug it in and start it. But
yeah, once we wire up this O2 and we do the EDIS on Monday, which is a pretty simple process if you have the right equipment, it's just waiting on that Megasquirt box, so hopefully that comes in.
Alright guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We figured out that we needed to change our intercooler. This one is just simply too long. Good thing we did that when we did, because we were able to get an affordable one from CRX Racing, and they have 2-day priority mail shipping. So we should get that either tomorrow or Monday. The only thing that's going to mess us up is the fact that MS2 is currently on back order, and the dudes at DIY Auto Tune are literally building them right now. So I got a note 3 days after I ordered that says, look man, we're building your stuff. That usually takes 4 or 5 days. That was the middle of the week last week, so it's going to be like on the wire whether or not we actually have a computer to start this.
Luckily we have 1 extra day in our 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
But hopefully that comes in time. Everything else has been sorted out now, and it's a matter of on Monday we get those, tomorrow, we get those shielded wires, we can put EDIS in there, and everything should be good to go.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap this one up. If you guys are new to our channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. Even if you guys don't win and you want to support us, if you like what we're doing on the channel, just please head over to boostedshades.com and see what we got. It is the best way to support us, and a special thanks to everyone who's ordered so far. You guys make these builds possible.
Alright, this video's winner is Cloud9376.
Okay, Mr. Cloud, you can hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media pages, and we'll get back to you and ship you your prize. If you guys want to win, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Sometimes we ask you guys things. You don't necessarily need to answer it. Any comment is eligible. This video's question, this is something that we're dealing with personally right now. I actually just sold that ZX9 that's been in the videos, and because we've been using Craigslist a lot, we got our wheels on Craigslist, and the bike was sold on Craigslist, so we've been getting a lot of weird texts and a lot of weird offers.
Alright, so this video's question, we just want to know what your strangest experience with Craigslist is.
Or eBay, or whatever your preferred platform for selling your personal items is. I'm sure you guys got some weird stuff. You can comment that or comment anything. Any comment is eligible. Just like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and you can win our stuff.
Yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.